Welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. This tutorial is going to be a little different than my usual routine. This is going to be a world edit tutorial about how to edit mountains and mountain ranges. There are dozens and thousands and millions of world edit tutorials out there, but I've not found anything so far that covers the specific tips I want to give you in this video. Of course, they all have one thing in common, and most of the tips are pretty much the same. But I've got a few things that I always ensure, and what I will always do, to ensure that the mountains look kind of realistic and nice in the end. And of course, you can use such tools as World Painter or stuff, but sometimes maybe you can't use it, you don't want to look into the program itself, maybe you are restricted to only use World Edit, or, for example, Voxel Sniper on your server because the admin doesn't want to add the other plugins or whatever. So I simply want to show you a few tips. And one thing I want to do is to give a shout out to a guy whose music I'm going to use in this video. Pretty cool guy called Vineswept. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I have no clue. Link to his channel is right here. Go listen to his music. It's really cool. He approached me and asked me if I wanted to use his music, and I really like his music, so of course I'm gonna use it and give the proper credit to him, like I do right now. Links are also in the description to all the songs I used here, and of course to his channel once again. And with that, let's just, well, go on. Now, before I start actually world editing stuff and before I show you how to do this, I want to mention two things that are really important for me when I'm building mountains or world edit mountains. So the first thing is that I never simply select the mountain and then use the naturalize command and then leave it like that. I always add kind of details and kind of different zones using, for example, stone, as you can see in this picture, that leaves the surface of the mountain at this point with a certain material, so that it's not simply the naturalized area, simply because it looks kind of weird. At the bottom of the mountain it looks okay if you simply use the naturalize command. The higher you get, the weirder it looks. You will see what I mean later on. And the second thing is the so-called tree line, which is a thing in the real life world, which is actually a point or a certain height at a mountain where every kind of vegetation stops, where it's no longer possible for any plant, grass or tree to grow simply because of the lack of oxygen in this height of the mountain. So what you can do to show and to use this tree line is, for example, to build a kind of foresty area right beneath the mountain, and the higher you get, the fewer trees you place, and at a certain height you only place one or two trees, or you even reduce the actual size of the tree and take away a few leaves, simply leaving the tree like a thin, tiny thingy up on the mountain, which ensures that it looks, realistic is what it looks. So these are the two things that are really important. As you can see here, this is the area that I spoke about earlier, where I simply placed a few or replaced the naturalized area by stone only. And also what I never really do when I world edit is that I never use those spiky mountains, which are really simply huge spikes into the air. I always kind of, at least I try to make the mountain rise slowly and then steeper and steeper and steeper. And yeah, so that's it. So now let's go on ahead and try to world edit something. Now I won't be making such a huge mountain like the one you just saw, simply because I don't want to have a tutorial which takes 3 hours, and the more detail you add, of course, the longer it takes to build this. But I'm gonna make a small mountain, and I'm gonna apply every single piece of advice I have, simply to make sure that I cover everything. So around here I have an area which I started at one point and simply stopped world editing, so this is pretty much everything. Everything you see here is a work in process, even though I didn't touch it in the past months. So first of all, I'm going to take the wooden, or any kind of tool, in this case the wooden pickaxe, and I'm going to do the command brush, sphere, and then sand, so the ID 12, or you can do 13 for gravel, and then I'm going to use a radius, in this case of 10, and these here are radiuses of 20, I think, and then I'm simply going to add a few spheres here. It's gonna be a little bit laggy, sorry for that, and simply by clicking multiple times at the same spot you kind of get these kind of small spiky shapes here. So I'm gonna simply place 2 of them, wait till they drop to the ground. So this is a fairly nice shape. We're gonna edit it a little bit later, but for now let's just go around here a little bit. We're going to create a few of these spikes, and here I want to have the mountain go a little bit deeper, so there's going to be a little valley here, and so I'm going to place 2 of them here, like this, and 2 of them here. So I'm pretty much going once around this, simply to create a few of these spikes, and then I'm going to go lower at the mountain and once again place 2 here. Simply to make another spiky shape thingy here, and to get lower and lower and lower. So pretty much I do this all the time, once around, and at some point when I'm satisfied, let's do it like this. No worry about the kind of sphere shape that's gonna be left here, that you can see that this is a world edit part, but we're gonna fix them later on. So this should be enough for demonstrational sake. So I'm gonna make a kind of peak over here. And as I said, I won't place like 5 of those spheres up simply to have a huge pike or a spike as a mountain. But I'm gonna use a little bit of moderation here, going around. And I think for demonstrational sake it is enough if I place it here. And notice that I don't simply place the next sphere right in the middle of the previous one, but a little bit set to the outside, so that the mountain gets a nicer shape like this. So this is okay for simply showing you guys how to do it. So then I'm gonna take another sphere which is a little bit smaller, so brush, sphere, and 12, and then simply 5 as a radius. Then I'm gonna add a few details here. Once again, I'm gonna place a few spheres at the same time. Wait till it's going down, so that I get these kind of arms, if you will. So a few extensions to the sides of the mountain, like this, and also here a little bit. Like this. This looks way too plain, so I'm going to place 5 of them right here. Okay, and another one here. So there's not really any kind of recipe to how exactly do it. So you have always to keep in mind that it's all about moderation and having a good eye for what looks good and what doesn't. In the end, you have to be satisfied with it, so you have to think it's nice, even though maybe other people don't think it's nice. But then again, you should be the one for whom you build this. So this is okay for the moment. Then to take away these world edit shapes, I'm gonna take another tool, and then I'm gonna simply do brush smooth, and then a radius of, well, I'd say something between 5 and 8. Let's take 6 for now. And then I'm simply gonna go around a little bit, not too much though. Once again, I don't want to leave the impression that it's too much world edited. Alright, this. Over here a little bit to take this sphere-y shape out of here. first, as you can tell, I'm not doing the other side because it's simply gonna take too long, and it's the same thing. So this one side is sufficient. I'm gonna place here and take a little bit away there. Of course, the lower you place the smoothing tool, the more it takes away from the mountain up there. So always, if you place it simply up here, you're gonna end up with such a shape, which once again looks quite world edited. So always keep that in mind and go around here, place it a little bit, blah blah blah, a little bit here and there and there and there. Over here, this looks really world edited. So what I'm gonna do after I went around this once, let's don't mind that one. As I said, I only want to do the front right here. So once I did that, I want to add another kind of peak here, and then I'm going to switch back to the pickaxe tool and then do brush, sphere, sand, and with a radius of 3. And now I'm going to take away some of the world editiness over here by placing, let's do it in this direction, and I'm going to place 4 or 5 spheres in this direction, rapidly clicking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and as you can see, this you end up with a shape which is not too generic. At this point, this once again looks extremely like world edit, because it's simply those squares ones after another. So if you want to go into the details, then what I always do is simply to take a few blocks away, so that it ends up being not exactly a staircase down. So for example, I'm going to take 3 blocks away here and just 1 here. So this is once again neither a stair nor a square, simply because it rhymed. That sounded awesome. And I'm going to take a few things away here, and that's okay. So once again, this line here, this looks a little bit world edited, but you can simply place another sphere in front of it to get rid of it. And maybe a few down here, that's okay. And as I said, I want to add another peak here, and this is going to be a little bit different than this bigger one over here, which has to be edited also a little bit change. That's okay. And then I'm going to simply place a hell of a lot of spheres right here, and a few more, like that. That's okay. And then once again take out the edginess of the squares. Okay, let's go back to the smooth tool, simply to take away these squares, and then let's place a few of them again in this direction and take once again the smooth. So this is really about moderation and simply trying different things out. So once you are quite satisfied with a shape, for example like here, so we want to get this sphere shape out here, and then that's okay. Let's leave it like that. So this is the shape. Usually I would go into detail more and edit higher mountains and other shapes. Maybe let's simply do another extension here. Bigger. This looks nice. That looks nice. Okay, like this. So we have another small peak here. Now I'm gonna simply to select the region, and I'm not too sure how far I have to go. So I'm simply gonna select the region, and then I'm gonna change all the sand into stone, or simply stone, dirt, or grass, whatever you like. It's simply to naturalize the thing, and I'm not gonna pay attention to this down here, not to mess up this mountain again. Then go as high as you have to go to reach the peak, and then do what was it? Replace 12. So once again, sand with 1. So that's stone. And then something should have happened. Something should have happened. Replace 12, 1. No? Didn't I select anything? I'm confused. So I'm gonna go up here and do position 2, and then I'm gonna replace 12 by 1, and then it should be working. God damn it. This is... oh, there we go. It just took a while. There we go. Loading, 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 loading. Ah, look at that. Okay. Looks kind of more realistic, even though still doesn't look too realistic. Okay, and let's render this part here. Okay, so this is what we end up with. So now we have a material which can be naturalized, and this is what I want to do right now. So simply type naturalize. We have the same selection that we had before, and now we're going to change every block to dirt with a topping of grass, and every third block beneath the surface is gonna be turned into stone, as you can see. So what we end up with is a mountain which doesn't look like a mountain at all, at least not like a realistic one. You see, this looks totally world edited, because you can see that there's always those 3 blocks below. So if I want to go into the details, I'm gonna take dirt and stone and change these a little bit so that the shape is a little bit less generic, like so, and blah, 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 something like this. So simply to take out this weird naturaliziness. But for now, this is way too deep into the matter. So what I want to do now is once again to take the pickaxe, and let's just take this one. And now what I'm going to do is to make a sphere of stone, so 1, with a diameter of 3 blocks. Now let's take 4 for now. And whoops, sorry. Of course I want to do a brush sphere 1, 4. Now there we go. And now what I want to do is to mask sand, mask grass, so 2, and dirt 3. Of course these could also write the names of the blocks, but I'm better with the IDs. And now I'm gonna start up here replacing all these things, all this grass and dirt, with stone, because the peaks of the mountains are pretty much always made out of stone. So I'm just gonna do this, and like that, like that, like that. Go around, and once I get lower, I want to add a few kind of extensions of this stony area to the bottom. So for example, I'm going to go down here like this, but I'm going to leave these things intact right there. Especially also on this side, I'm going to do it like this down here, so that you always have these kind of areas that go down. And also you can make these kind of arm thingies. I'm going to change this here. Like that, like that, like that. And then I'm going to go even further down, pretty much to the base of the mountain. And of course, the more details you use for this, the better it gets. So if you take a smaller sphere and continue a little bit to the sides, that's okay. But so this way you end up with areas, yeah, you end up kind of without one border where you can see, okay, this is where stone ends and that the other one beneath it is simply grass, but you have kind of fluent transitions, as you can see here. Same thing is going to happen here. I'm going to take this down a little bit, like here. This is going to be stone. This is all going to be stone up here. I'll go down a little bit, and so on. You get the, I think you get the idea. Up. And I think here I want to simply take this all the way down, like so. But I want to leave these areas here intact, this one and this one. Okay, that's okay. So let's go down a little bit here and stuff like that. So this is pretty much what I do all around the build. So then it's also nice to change a few of these lower thingies here. Also stone, simply like this. That's okay. That's pretty much done. And this one, the spike here, once again going down on this side a little bit, like that. Okay. So now that we have this, it looks way better. And now I want to add the snow. And for that, first of all, I'm gonna mask the upper regions. So I want to go down. I want to only do this mountain for now with snow. So I'm gonna go down till here, do position 1. The second position is still up there in the air, so we still have this selected. And then I'm gonna simply do an overlay of 80, which is the snow block. There we go. And then I'm gonna do another one. Let's just do it like this. Alright. So now we added the snow up here. And now I'm going to do the same thing that we did before. I'm going to do a brush, sphere, then 80 for the snow, and then 2 this time. And I want to mask pretty much everything. So yeah, I'm gonna use stone, grass and dirt, and then I'm gonna add the same things we did with the stone here up in the mountain. For example, this place should all be covered by snow, and then like this. Here it's okay to leave this region with a little bit of stone, and let's go down around here. And the key now is to cover up the exact border we had as the selection area. So as you can see, this was the last block being changed. This is the first block not being changed. So the key is to cover up these borders once again. So once again, go down a little bit here, cover this mountain into snow a little bit more, go around here and go further down, well, like this. And then we're gonna do the same thing from the other side. Doing the exact opposite. So sphere 1, 2. So for example, stone in this. Damn it! Sorry. Screwing up right here. Of course, it's brush, sphere 1, 2, and mask 80. So the snow once again. And then we're gonna take these back a little bit. And on this side it's okay. Here it should be a little less, and so you would continue to go around this side. You get the idea, I think. I'm gonna delete a little bit up here, and so on. So now the next thing, this is pretty much done. What you can do simply to have a nicer transition is to go up here somewhere at the border and do snow, and let's take 5, so a small radius. And this way you get these kind of small extensions right here. And once you do this a little bit around the build, so for example here, snow 5, it's okay. And over here, snow 4. Okay, and so you get the idea, you get ones around the build. And then what you do is simply to start placing trees and stuff. So it's tree, pine. Is it pine? It's not pine, is it? No, that's wrong. What's the kind of trees? And actually the one I want to do is tree redwood. Okay. And then, as I said previously, yeah, that's the one. What I would do, first of all, I would only use the redwood trees and not birches or anything. At least at the bottom you can do that if you have a kind of forest down here, but the higher you get, it's only realistic to build these redwood trees, because oaks and other leaves can't survive up there. So as I said, it would be best to have a kind of foresty area around here with a lot of trees down here, so at the bottom there should be many trees. Simply gonna do this around here and not all around the build, of course. Otherwise I'm gonna waste too much time. Too much of your time. Let's go down a little bit and place them here. That's okay. I think you get the idea. And then what you do is simply to place one tree here, maybe another one over here, and a few more down here. Not too many though. Like that. And then maybe what you also can do is to place one tree up here, but this one's gonna be so crippled, so I'm gonna take this away and this away. And here a few more leaves, blah 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 blah, all gone. Like this. Let's even take this away. Something like that. So that you can see that it's a pretty pathetic small crippled tree up there. And well, the last thing that's left now is to place grass or let the grass grow. And also one nice thing you can do is if you place the grass and you wanted to go higher up, you can also stop with the grass around here at this layer, with the tall grass I mean. And after that there's only the regular grass blocks. So once again you see the higher you get, the fewer oxygen there is in the air and the fewer flowers are able to grow there. Well, and if you pay a little more attention to the details, a little more than I did right now, so if you take a little more time for that, then you end up with pretty cool looking mountains. Like for example these. As you can see, we have a kind of foresty area at the bottom, and the higher you get, the fewer trees are placed. There's one tree on the right side, a little bit upper at the mountain, and you can see that there's the snowy areas which aren't beginning or stopping at one level, but at certain levels, and therefore it creates depth, it creates realistic image, and you end up with a pretty nice mountain range. Well, and that is pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was a little bit only scratching the surface and not really going too far into details. It would take way longer to make a bigger mountain range with all the details and planting the grass and stuff. So I think if you simply take the advice that I gave you in this video and you play around with it a little bit, then you can figure it out yourself. And well, I simply hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check out Windswept's channel for the music that I used in the background of this video. Pretty cool stuff. And well, with that, there's nothing really left to say for me, but I've been Madness64, and as always, please rate, comment, subscribe, join the crew, and become a mate today. You will, and hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.